They asked the question. It was put to survey. We have the answers. Snacks in the cruise cabin, removing gratuities, being late to the cruise ship, and how long should dinner really take? Well, let's find out how the people really think about these subjects. Good Sunday morning, everybody. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to this week's episode of the Survey Edition for what every cruiser wants. Now, me personally, I love the survey, and the reason I love the survey is because it never fails. They always ask the question, they always make the comment, they always put out the statement that this should be changed. And of course, they like to include things like everybody agrees with me. They know what needs to be changed, and everybody else wants it too. But then we put it to survey. We put the question out there. People get to vote, and wow, it turns out that the majority of time, not everybody agrees. Turns out, more often than not, people are wrong. Now, this will never stop them from constantly asking the same questions over and over again, but hey, numbers don't lie. No matter how many times you ask, doesn't make you right. Now, first up today, we have a comment. It comes up several times every single year, and it's about snacks on board the cruise ship. There's not enough snacks. Provide me more snacks. Why are there no snacks here? Why are there no snacks there? I want snacks. Now, forget the fact that if there are certain snacks that you want, you can bring them on board the ship. Let's forget that if there's certain soda flavors you want that the cruise line doesn't serve, you can bring it on board the ship. Forget all of that because it is the cruise line's responsibility to provide me more snacks. And this includes snacks inside my cruise cabin. There should be a mini bar. This mini bar should have soda. It should have liquor. It should have snacks. It should be in my cabin, and I want it now. That's the question. That's the demand. But is that really how cruisers feel? Do cruisers want soda, snacks, and liquor in their cabin when they board their ship? Well, the question is asked. Snacks in the minibar and soda and liquor in the minibar. But now, do cruisers agree? Is this something that they are looking for? 26,592 people have said, no, I do not want my minibar, mini refrigerator filled with sodas, liquors, and snacks. While only 1,400 people have voted yes, you need to put sodas, beers, and miniatures, and chocolate bars, nuts, and chips in the mini bars. They agree. So for those that want the mini bar setup, there are some cruise lines out there that do it. There are some cabin categories out there that do it. However, if you are booking a cabin, a cruise that does not fill the minibar, you are in the minority if you believe it should be full of candy, chips, snacks, beer, soda, liquor. Because clearly from the survey, the majority of cruise passengers do not want this. If you have something specific you like, you bring it on board the cruise ship. That's what they do. If they have a very certain snack that they like to have, they bring it with them. That's what they do. Because there are so many different choices out there. The number of soda flavors that you could possibly get, the number of chocolates, the number of chips, the number of beers that you could possibly get out there. I mean, the cruise ship can't carry all of that. So I stand with the majority. No, I don't want that mess in my room. One, I don't want to pay for it because the cruise line's not going to give you all that stuff for free. Cruise lines used to do minibar setups. However, they ended up throwing the majority of that stuff away because nobody ever touched it. And three, hey, look, if you want it, just bring it yourself. Next up, we're going to talk about being late back to the cruise ship. Cruise ship's docked in port. You've gotten off to spend your day, and now it's time to come back to the ship. And the question was asked, is being back on board 10 minutes before the ship is due to leave considered late? Now, that is the question that was asked, but the way it's asked is a bit, confusing, and then there could be two answers depending on exactly how late they were and when they were late. Are we talking 10 minutes before all aboard time? All aboard is 5 o'clock. You arrive back at 4:50. Is that considered late? No. Now, are we talking that all aboard time is 5 o'clock? The ship is scheduled to depart at 5:30, and you show up at 5:20, 10 minutes before the ship is actually scheduled to depart. Is that late? Oh, hell yes. And while the question doesn't exactly specify which of those two scenarios it is, they did mention that security had to have a talk with them about their tardiness, which kind of leads me to believe that this isn't 10 minutes before all aboard. This is past all aboard time, and the ship is fixing to leave without them. So if it is past all aboard time, and the crew members are standing out there waiting on you, they're making calls trying to locate you. All the gangways are put away but one because they're waiting on you. If cruise passengers are hanging over the railing, cheering and jeering at pier runners because you're late, well then yeah, you're late. But let's put the question to the vote. Let's put it out there in survey. If you are just coming 10 minutes before the ship is fixing to leave, are you late or are you not? Let's see what the people decided. 22,640 people voted. Being back 10 minutes before the ship is due to sail is late. The security did the right thing by explaining this to them. While 1,181 people said Breeze was leaving at 5. We got on the ship at 10 minutes before 5. We were scolded like children by security staff for being late. This is not late. We are owed an apology. So again, if this is 10 minutes before all aboard, no, you're not late. And I would find it pretty hard to believe that security would scold you and have a talk with you if you're there 10 minutes before all aboard. Now, if you're 10 minutes before the ship is scheduled to depart, well past all aboard time, then yeah, security's gonna explain it to you. Yeah, you are late. And no, you are absolutely not owed any type of apology. And you're really, really lucky that they just didn't roll up the gangway and leave without you. It happens. It's happened before. It's gonna happen again. All because someone said, I'm not late. They will just wait for me. How about a very controversial subject? And that's gratuities on board cruise ships. Now, I will be the first to admit that this tipping culture going on out here, it's gotten so far out of control, it's become ridiculous. And it's gotten to the point where it's so much in your face that, you know what, it just needs to go away. It's become an archaic thing that every time you do something, they want to know, where's my tip for doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Now, in the case of cruise lines, though, they've had gratuities for a long, long time. That's not new for them. And you can prepay them for the cruise lines, or you can wait and they'll put it on your ship account and you pay it there towards the end of your cruise. And there's a whole slew of opinions out there about gratuities. Some are happy to prepay them, and crew members work hard and they deserve their tips. Some people want to remove their gratuities from their account, pay out in cash. Some people just want to remove the gratuities, period. Save themselves a little bit of money. We know it happens. We've seen the comments. I didn't like what so-and-so told me, so I removed the gratuities. They charged me for a pizza, so I removed the gratuities. I personally have been on a cruise ship and heard passengers telling other passengers how to go remove gratuities. So we know it happened. So the question is, should the cruise lines stop the removal of gratuities? Should you not be allowed to go down to guest services and have the gratuities removed? So no more removal of gratuities. Now, me personally, and it's just me, it's just my opinion, don't know that anybody else on this planet agrees with me. I'd like to see gratuities on board cruise ships go away. I'd like to see prepaid gratuities added to your sign and sale account just utterly go away and become a non-existent issue. I would prefer cruise lines all switch to the way Virgin Voyages does it. They're just included in the price of the cruise. You're not going to see any gratuity requirements on board Virgin Voyages because it's in the price of the cruise. There is no prepay. There is no pay at the end of the cruise. It's just gone. I'd like to see all of the cruise lines go to that. That way, this becomes a non-issue altogether. If you want to tip your server, if you want to tip your cabin attendant more, no problem. That's a personal choice. Feel free to tip them. And it also eliminates the going down and removing of gratuities because there will no longer be anything to remove. It's already paid for with the price of the cruise. But that's me. That's only my opinion. But I'd like to see them just go away altogether. But let's see what everybody else thinks. So 11,563 people voted and said, I still think we should have the option of being able to remove the gratuities if we wish to, with 23,334 people saying, one of the changes I hope Carnival makes in 2025 is to stop passengers. Even if they want to pay cash, it should not be allowed. Removing of gratuities is wrong, period. So the majority do want the removing of gratuities to be stopped, to no longer be an option. But there's also quite a few out there, 11,000 plus, who, well, they still want that option. When it comes to gratuities, it's not as cut and dry as some other questions. It's not quite so easy to come out and say, oh, one side is right and one side is wrong. Not when it comes to gratuities. Everybody's got their own opinion on that one. But I will say, if you are removing gratuities just to remove them, just to take them off, just to say, well, so-and-so over there slighted me, so I will simply remove the gratuities as retribution. If you are one of those ones that says, well, they made me pay for this and I didn't want to, so I will remove my gratuities in retribution. Or if you are one of those ones that says, I will remove the gratuities because, well, I lost too much money in the casino, or I spent too much money buying drinks at the bar, and I can't afford it, so I will just take them off. Well, you're scum, and you may not like that, but that's just exactly how I feel about that. I'm good if gratuities go away, and then we just pay cash for those that do beyond an exceptional service. But I'll never agree with those that say, well, I removed them. Well, honestly, just because I'm butthurt. How long is too long when you're eating in the main dining room? Meaning, how long should the service take? Should you be in there 45 minutes? Should you be in there an hour? Should it take an hour and a half for a sit-down dining experience in the main dining room? Now, the average, and I say average because it can fluctuate depending on how busy it is, how much is going on. So average dinner time in the main dining room, roughly hour and a half, hour to 45 minutes. That's pretty standard, pretty normal. And if you think about it, you get to your table, you sit down, they check and see if you need anything to drink. You look at the menu, you're going to pick your appetizer, you're going to pick your main entree, you're going to pick your dessert, they're going to bring you bread service, and they bring it one at a time. So you're going to get your starter, your entree first. You're going to finish it, they're going to clear the table, they're going to bring you your main course. You're going to finish it. They're going to clear the table. They're going to bring you your dessert. Finish it. Clear the table. And then maybe you want some coffee, something like that to finish up your evening. Have a little conversation. It's not a fast process. But there are people out there that think it should be. That the main dining room experience should be a snap, 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 and I'm out type of process. And they put the statement out there. I only want to spend a maximum of 45 minutes in the dining room. So a main dining room experience that only lasts a maximum of 45 minutes, which to me says you walk in, you sit down, they throw all of your food at you at once, you shovel it in as fast as you can, and then you run right out the door. Well, to me, that's not much of a dining experience. Of course, I don't know what everybody else thinks yet, but to me, yeah, that's a little bit too short. If you want to grab and go, you want it quick, you want it fast, there's plenty of other options and choices around the ship. But let's find out. What do people think? Do they think 45 minutes is the maximum amount of time you should spend in the dining room. Well, what do you know? 22,401 people have said 45 minutes is too rushed for me in the dining room, with 4,949 people saying, I don't want to spend more than 45 minutes in the main dining hall. There should be a way for me to pre-order what I want the night before or the morning of, and then when I go to dinner, I find it ready and waiting for me. More than 45 minutes is a waste of my time. I am definitely with the majority on this one right here. I don't want to pre-order my dinner. I don't want to order it the night before and get in there and just have it sitting on the table waiting for me. I want to go in, I want to sit down, I want to look at the menu, I want to make my choices. I want the actual dining experience that comes with the main dining room. If I want it quick, if I want it fast, that's called the buffet, the burger joint, the taco joint, whatever they've got going on the cruise ships, whatever cruise line you are sailing on, there are options that are quick. There are options that are faster. Go get yourself some pizza. Don't try to change what the majority wants. Don't try to change what the majority likes just to suit yourself in the fact that you are in a hurry to be somewhere else. If you are in a hurry, just don't go to the main dining room. Quick, easy, simple solution. Because the results have spoken, the survey has spoken, and people do not want to be rushed through their dinner. And there you go. That's our surveys for this week. That is the results of our surveys this week. The people have spoken. They have voted and said what they like, what they want, and how they feel it should be. And guess what? Just like normal, just like always, those demanding saying everybody wants it, everybody agrees, this is how it should be, have once again found out that they are wrong. Will that stop them from saying it again? No, it sure will not. Will we see these types of questions again? Oh, absolutely, we sure will. And I'm sure when we see them again, they'll be proved wrong again. But what do you guys think? Where do you fall on these subjects? Do you feel that there should be a mini bar full of snacks, candy, soda, chips, beer, and liquor in your cabin when you get on board the cruise ship? Would you even use it? Do you even want to pay for it? Is that even something that you're interested in at all? Is getting back to the ship 10 minutes before it departs, is that considered late to you? Do you think the cruise lines should stop the removal of gratuities altogether? And what is your ideal amount of time to sit down in the main dining room and enjoy your dinner? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to know how everybody else voted on these particular subjects. Now, if you've enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It is free to do so. It helps our channel grow. Let you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there's having a really great day, a really great weekend, and like always, we will see you out on the high seas.